Yay! We made it! Oh boy. Can I shuffle into my art seat comfortably? Just about. Hello and good afternoon. And what is up, gamers? I cannot see my monitor from here. Gonna do a little adjustment. There we go. Perfect. Hello, everyone. Welcome on in. We're doing some art today. I'm feeling, honestly, very woolly today. I woke up very strangely, and as much as I woke up and I still felt asleep for a really long time. I haven't woken up that tired in it's been a wee while, but here I am with my myriad art supplies for today. It's a weird one, but I think hopefully we're gonna have some fun. I hope, maybe a little bit. We'll see. We'll see how we get on the fun front. I don't want to assume that I know what's fun for you, but I certainly know what's fun for me, and that is carving these little blocks of linoleum into pictures and stuff. It's neat. Now, hello everyone. Good afternoon to Luna. Hello, welcome on in. How the heck are you doing today? Is my mic unmuted? I can't see. Yes, it is. Okay, brilliant. Hello, Alva. Welcome. How are you doing on this very day of today? Hello, Sledge, sweetheart. I was speaking to in the other room like a minute ago. And hello, Eddie. How the heck are you doing today? Welcome in, everyone, and a very happy Monday to you all. For anyone who is unfamiliar with the medium that we're doing today, I've done a couple of these on stream before. I'm basically taking these little blocks of like soft, slightly flexible linoleum, which I find to be very a user-friendly version of the medium, and then carving away the bits that I don't want to print, and then leaving the bits that I do want to print. And I'm making a little, this is going to be a little like cabin in the mountains type situation, so I'm quite excited for that. I've been doing a lot of cabin-y, cottagey things. There's a witch's cottage that I did, and then this little cabin by the seaside with a little boat on the seashore. So that's what we'll be up to. I can actually show you what they look like in practice if I pop over to my Instagram page. Eddie says, it's snowy here! Oh my goodness! I'm so jelly! That's awesome! I'm so happy for you. That's so lovely. I miss the snow. It's so nice to have that. I'm very feel free to post pics if you have any, because I would love to see. Let me see if I can find a previous example of, okay, this is the last block print I did. So this is the kind of aesthetic that you end up with. It's a little rough and ready because this was like the first test print that I did of it. But that's kind of the aesthetic that we're going for. And I really love the way that these look. I love doing them. I did them a fair bit like many years ago, and then I stopped for a really long time, and I decided this year to get back into it partially as something interesting and different to do on an art stream, and also just holding myself publicly accountable for doing new stuff. This is some other art. Yeah, this is mostly, I oversubscribed the amount of things I thought I could do in October, and I'm still sort of getting over the burnout of that. Oops, but where is the other print that I've done? Here it is. This is the Witch's Cottage. That's the first print that I did in, like 20 years probably. So that's the kind of aesthetic we're going for. This one is going to be a little cabin in the mountains. I'm going to see if I can refine some of the details here on I'm going to try and refine some of the details here in pencil first, and then we'll start carving. So that's what we're up to today. Albus is trying to set up multiple Minecraft mod packs and having to install a bunch of different Java versions for different ones. Very boring stuff, lol. Ooh, sounds fun. I don't understand anything about Minecraft, so this is all wizardry to me, and I'm very impressed. That sounds very fun. Anyways. Tex says, hey Sammy, how's it going? Hello Tex, I'm doing okay. I'm very sleepy today, and my right eye keeps watering, and I'm pretty sure that I cried off all of the, like, not cheap moisturizer that I put on this morning, so I'm feeling a little bit glum about that, but otherwise fine. Got a nice big cup of tea with me, and we've just stuck the heating on, so it's feeling nice and cozy in here in the studio. Ed's here. Hello, Ed. Welcome on in. How the heck are you doing today? Lovely to see you. I've just dropped my pencil. Things are, this bodes well. I was thinking, do I really want to, I can't reach. Oh no. Okay, I got it. I was thinking, do I really want to do like a linoleum carving stream if I'm feeling a little bit woolly? And I answered for myself, yeah. Was this the right decision? Oh, who knows? I guess we'll see. Basically. But I will try and be very careful and watch what I'm doing and not hurt myself. Don't worry. I can when I want to be very, very careful. Or at least I shall try to do so. Now I do feel bad that the pencil sort of layer of this I feel like is quite, it's not super easy to see on stream, I think. Which is like a mild struggle, I guess, for me. In as much as I'd love you to be able to actually see what all of this is supposed to look like. We've got a cabin over here that's sort of on a gentle slope, and then we've got some mountainous stuff happening in the background. And I might just try and pick out what I want sort of some textural details to look like. If I can. I feel like I'm getting some feedback, some like audio feedback from somewhere, but I can't actually find, is this, oh boy, okay, yeah, no, my mod pane was unmuted for some reason, no wonder. I hope that wasn't a bother to anyone. I do apologize. We've got a little like log here that's got a little axe sticking out of it, very cute. They'll need, plenty of firewood up here in the mountains. I'm sure it gets chilly in the winter like it is here right now, so, that'll be good, I think. But what else do I want to? I want to just maybe just rough in pencil some idea of the kind of texture that I'm going for, just so I have an indication for my own brain. Because otherwise this could go quite bad. If I try to like fully wing it, I'm afraid that I'm just gonna, I don't know, just beef it horribly and it's gonna look all bad, and I would like it to not look all bad, oddly enough. I mean, even now, like I've got some experience in doing this stuff, and still I kind of feel like I don't really know what I'm doing, but that's fine. I'm gonna maybe just stick some little lines in here and there on this mountain, this peak sort of behind there, and maybe a couple sort of over here as well, just to give sort of a feel of some interesting texture happening over there. It's made out of rocks, that kind of thing. And then I'm wondering if I can maybe foreground this with like maybe dot some little wildflowers throughout sort of on the grass there, but then also maybe foreground some like bigger flowers in the front, just to give a little more of a sense of depth, I think would be nice. So maybe I'm just gonna pop in some just real basic little flowers here and there, sort of up in this corner. I don't know if this is does this look stupid? I don't know. You know what? How about I do it anyway? How about that? How about I do it anyway? This one's gonna have 5 petals, because I left space for 5 petals, because, oops. This is fine. Some flowers have 4 petals, some flowers have 5 petals. It's all good. How was everyone's weekend? How did you do? Did you have a nice weekend? Did you do anything fun? Did you see anything fun? It was, I hear, something of a special occasion this weekend. So I've heard. I think I'm just going to do some little doots like right in the corner. And I think that's gonna be it. Oh geez. I'm loving how everyone is saying hello to each other in the chat. That is wonderful. I'm glad that you all feel amongst friends, because you're all breathtaking. Anyways. Luna says, Sammy, your art always looks beautiful. No, jeez. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. That's very nice of you to say thank you. I try my best. Certainly. I should probably also let you know that this mug of tea, you can't see how tall it is, but it's so tall. It's a large amount of hot beverage, which I did feel like I needed, because it's been chilly in the house. It's a bit chilly in the house, and also I have been feeling lately like I haven't been drinking enough fluids. It's a struggle for me going, like, certainly when I have to go out into the world, I'm always sort of like trying to like time and measure like when I'm allowed to have something to drink, because I don't want to have to like use a public toilet because there's a panini on, and it just makes me feel nervous. So if I can avoid it, I try to avoid it. But that means that I end up just being like so thirsty, and I feel like, I don't know, like is my skin looking like gaunt and dark circly? Probably. And I feel like Garbo most of the time. So I should be drinking more fluids. So I've got a giant ass mug of tea here. I've got a big bottle of iced fruit tea in the fridge that I'm going to attempt to neck fully before the day is done, but I realize it's already almost 5:00, and I've had a cup of coffee, and I'm now starting a second cup of tea, so pathetic. Delightful. Texas, so we don't argue. Luna's gonna do. Okay. I'm trying really hard not to argue with you. I'm just gonna say thanks. Thank you very much indeed. That's so kind. It truly is, and it means a lot. Truly, it does. I cannot overstate how grateful I am for the support of wonderful people like yourself. Luna says, I'm going to get/request a large amount of hot beverage too. Good call. I'm a bit sick, so hot drinks feel really nice. Yes, do it. Soothing, and also really, really good for you when you're not well. I mean, good for you at the best of times as well. But definitely when you're feeling a little under the weather, it is good to make sure that you get sufficient amounts of fluid. Because it helps. It helps cleanse, I think. It helps move things along. I don't know. It's just good. Also, I think you just generally probably lose more fluid when you're not feeling well. You're blowing your nose, and you're sweaty, and all that fun jazz that comes with being under the weather. Just flush all that bad shit out with good tea. Delightful. Luna says, Sammy, is my skin looking gaunt and dark circly? And then there's me looking in the mirror as I put gray base shadow around my eyes. Hell yeah. I'm more, I don't mind like a deathly pallor. I think I would prefer that to looking like an angry tomato, which is what I feel like I look like most days, because my face gets really red. But I do kind of I do look at my dark circles, and I think, is this an indicator that I'm just not getting enough sleep and that I'm under some stress? If it was self-imposed, like I was putting it on if I was painting it on, I would just feel like I look rad. So like, I feel that. That's good. Anywho's, do I want to... I think this is going to be kind of just like a textury, sort of thatchy kind of roof situation. I've done roofs before where there's like, I don't think either of these have that, but I've done roofs before where I've done like grasses and wildflowers growing off of them. But I think up at this height in the mountains, I think we probably wouldn't get that so much on the roof. But I will have some grasses and some little... I'm just going to do in some little random wildflowers sort of about the grass as well, and try and get those textures vaguely visible. I hope Oh, Luna says, I have the rosy cheeks curse too. You think it's going to be cute and all. And sometimes it is, but often I just look like I'm burned or permanently embarrassed. Oh, it is the worst, and it's so hard to get rid of. I have tried so many different skincare products that are supposed to help with like redness and stuff, and it's like, no, I still look like a heckin' strawberry. Like just all the time. Uh, why? Sometimes I wonder if it's actually some like low grade allergy or something causing it. Um, but I haven't been able to figure out what. So I have like a 10-step skincare routine now, and my face is still very embarrassed looking. Which, to be fair, I'm also very embarrassed most of like right now. I'm embarrassing myself. So, like that tracks. If it's just that my face is permanently embarrassed, that actually tracks pretty well. Anyways, Sledge says still beautiful, and you are correct. Luna is indeed a very, very, very beautiful person. Oh, hello, Lux. Welcome on in. Happy basically another lockdown announced in Ontario, Gente. Ugh. Oh, Lux, hello, and I'm sorry, that sucks. I hope that you are staying healthy and safe and good and thriving despite the shitty circumstances under which we are all living right now. Cause Panorama. I'm sorry. It's the pits. Ugh. I am not looking forward to entering back into work life and stuff, because right now I'm not working, and I can just sort of hunker down in my house and not think about it. But Tex says, sorry Lux, that is shit, but also at least your politicians are doing something if somewhat late. This is true. The UK government has been trash and just way behind on absolutely everything. I think Lux says, I mean, they're doing the bare minimum. I feel like here is like just a hair's breadth beneath the bare minimum at the latest possible moment. Absolutely. They're like, how much can we get away with not doing anything useful? Tories, just honestly, like, fuck them. Like, I don't have time to mince words about that. Just honestly, fuck them. They are bad, and they're doing a bad job. There you go. That's it. Anyways, shall we carve some sharp objects now that I've made myself incensed by just horribleness? Yes. Oh my god. Seriously, 100%. They sat on $2 billion of COVID aid to pay. Okay. I'm gonna take a deep breath. And I'm really glad that my community recognizes this as a safe place to air our frustrations. I feel frustrated that I can't make things better, and that I can't make these places that we live better places for all of us, for everyone. I get angry about that a lot, because I just want things to be okay for everybody. And I am unable to do anything meaningful to affect that. All I can do is shitty block prints. And talking about hot beverages. That's all I have to offer. So I will offer it, because I don't think it's hindering anything. But I also don't think it's helping necessarily. The world is a lot. And I'm really glad that this space exists, that we can exist here together at least. And just recognize a common, I don't know, sensibility in one another. That's nice. Anyways. Hello. To catch up on chat, just a tittle biddle. I see that Lux is apparently planning Well, I knew this already. Lux is planning a trip to across the pond to the bit of the pond where I live near in April. I really you better be ready for hugs, my friend. You better, okay? Because I'm gonna start doing ring fit again every week, and I'm gonna get big strong arms to do big hugs. Okay, so there. Any hoodle. Anywho, I love y'all. Y'all are great. Ooh, okay. Question from Lux. Have I introduced Violetta actually physically yet? I haven't. I shall do that in a moment. First, I would like to say hello to Meeple. Hello and welcome on in. How the heck are you doing today? You're great. Also, Rob says, great, now I'm crying. Okay, hugs. Hug time for anyone who is comfortable with hugs, and respectful waves from a respectful distance to anyone who prefers that level of engagement. Anywho's. Hi, how you doing, friends? Welcome to I haven't actually carved anything yet today. I did a tiny amount of drawing. We're half an hour in. That's pretty par for the course, to be perfectly honest, and I hope that's okay. We've got some lovely chat going on about UK localities and where people live and who people might meet with people, and I'm very excited, and I hope that things bode well for the spring, and that maybe I can see some of you guys when the weather is better and some people are visiting from overseas. That's like damn, that's very exciting. Rob says, I am in the bit of the UK that is overseas. Aw, hello. I'm waving across the waves then. I'm gonna BRB for just a second. And then I have someone to introduce, and then I have a little content announcement. So one moment, please. Okay, here we go. Back in a sec. Okay, so first things first. Alexa's content announcement, OnlyFans confirmed? Good God, nobody wants that. Are you kidding me? People would sign up to OnlyFans just to cancel in protest if I had an OnlyFans. Anyways, so I participated in a community Secret Santa gift exchange recently, because it was Christmas recently, and apparently the person who got me as a giftee was none other than Mr. Luxury Gay Space Communist. And he got me this. Look at her. How cute. And she's also got a buddy. Look at her little face. Like, how perfect is this? Of all of the things that you could get me, a purple bear as a gift is a purple bear. Her name's Violetta, and I love her with my entire heart. She's got a little snowman friend. His name is Hank, and they're friends. And they're so cute. I'm you can't see me, but I'm hugging. We're doing hugs now. Anywho's, right, let me attempt to catch up with chat. Oh boy. Excuse me. But yes. Meeple says, I don't know if my color balance or just colorblind, but that bear did not look purple to me. That is my webcam, probably. It doesn't read. It seems to be super bad at reading purple. In fact, any sort of like I also had real struggles when I was using this purple lake colored ink to get it to actually read effectively as purple. This shirt has a purple stripe, and I don't think you can see it as a purple stripe. It looks more like black to me anyways. I don't know how to fix this. The bear is more of a lilac, yes. She's a very subtle shade of purple, but she's very beautiful. I love her very much. She is currently ensconced in a cozy corner of my bedroom, which is where she's living right now, and she's just delightful. She's lovely. A very sweet friend. with a very sweet friend. So yeah, that was very sweet of you. Thank you, Lux, again. I love her. And you. Anyways. Oh, jeez. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to say was that, okay, a couple of things actually. So pretzel baking stream is coming up. I think it's going to be a Sunday, probably not this coming Sunday. I will announce it ahead so you know when it is. But that is happening. I was not kidding. We are doing it. Don't worry. Possibly like the 20, actually, you know, the 23rd might be a good shout for doing that. Because January the 22nd is my 1-year streaming anniversary, which I'm very excited about. Because I've been doing this streaming gubbins for a whole year. Can you believe to learn? Probably not, because I'm still super bad at it. But you know, hey, like listen, I'm trying my best. Okay. What do I want to? Where the heck do I start on this? Jeez. What to do? Okay, trying to decide on which bit of this to start carving first is proving very you know, I think I'm gonna start with the like cloud situation up here. I'm just gonna carve around the edges of the cloud, so I've got sort of those cloud outlines in place. And then I can kind of work around them. I stream okay, Meeple. Thank you very much indeed. But the other thing that I wanted to do as a like proper like 1-year anniversary celebration situation is to go back to, and I played this once before for my 6-month anniversary as well. But there are 3 chapters to this game, so I wanted to go back and do the 3rd chapter of that. And I'm sure you'll all be very excited to hear this. The Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective FMV game from 1991. 'Cause I love it, okay? It's so... it is ridiculous. The acting is all over the place. I do genuinely think that the Sherlock is quite good. Hello, Vera. Welcome on in. Yes, we will be doing the final Sherlock. And I'm very excited to be doing the Sherlock. Meeple says Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective is a video game as well. Yes, it is. It's an FMV game from 1991. It's real doofy, and it is super fun. Hello, Lina. Welcome on in. How the heck are you doing today? Hello. Friends, how you doing? Welcome. And indeed, it is an FMV game. I played it. It was the first game I ever played on stream as a Twitch streamer. I think there were about two people in chat and me trying to solve a mystery, and then I made a mistake and I did it wrong and I had to go back and redo the whole thing. It was bad. But there was in the second one, there was a fancy lady, and we love her. That is correct, Vera. She was great. And we are, I'm looking forward to going back to that, so that's another thing that's going to be happening this month, and also pretzel baking stream, possibly consecutive Sundays, I don't know, I need to figure out how the heck I'm going to set up, like, a camera and stuff for, the pretzel baking stream, because my kitchen is very not conducive to, like, camera setup space, just because of the way that it's laid out. It's really awkward for that kind of thing. So yeah, not the greatest, but I will figure it out, because we have to do this. If I have to just carry everything over to the studio and just film it on this desk here, I will, but I'd rather not do that because I don't want to get like food ingredients on things. Anyways, Fizzwiz is here. Says Sammy, please accept this metaphorical New Year hug. Excuse me. Happy New Year to you too. Hugs. Oh wow, you could really see all the little freckles on my arm. Oh no. Anyways, thank you very much indeed. Luna says, I think I wanted to be the fancy lady. Yeah, the fancy lady was great. I don't think there's still a VOD of that up, unfortunately, but it was a wild ride. You'll just have to imagine if you were there. Sledge says, kitchen is a bit of a mess. We need so much more storage in there. Seriously, like the lack of storage in British kitchens, especially like apartment kitchens, is just shocking and really depressing to me. Like, we don't have a pantry or anything, really. We have some cupboards, some of which, just because of the layout situation, are really difficult to actually access in their entirety. And I don't really see the point of a cupboard if you can't actually get at it, you know? Because what happens when I've got a cupboard that I can't get into is that things that I don't need that often end up relegated to the very back of the cupboard. But the upshot of this is that I forget that they're there. Or I'll just, I'll realize that they're way at the back of the cupboard and I can't reach very easily. So you know what? Oh, who cares? I don't really need that thing. And I just end up not using it. And it's just shitty. It's just awful. It's the worst. Linus is storage. Why would you need to have things? You know what? You're probably right. But I am the kind of person who, listen, I come from immigrant stock. And if there's one thing that sort of infused into my DNA, I guess, is that you store things, you preserve things, you hang on to stuff, you mend things, you don't get rid of things because you might need them. Because all of those things are even if you're never going to use them, all of these things are precious, so yeah, I like to have, a multitude of ingredients at my disposal, and I like to be able to preserve stuff and store things and just have places I can put things, but not so far in the back of like a poorly designed cupboard that I have to actually physically get on the floor to get at them if I need them. That's immigrant stock, plus also like Attention Dungeons Hyperactivity Dragons. If something is far enough away from my field of view, I will forget it exists, and it will go bad at the back of the cupboard, and then it will need to be binned. Meeple says, that's because owning a pantry was a sign of wealth in the Victorian age, and we still haven't really made that not a class divide issue. Holy shit, yeah. Like, back in the old country, my parents' house had, it wasn't a pantry exactly, but it was just like this really nice, big, tall cupboard situation that sort of stood next to the fridge, and they called it the magic cupboard because it's where, like, all of our pantry staple ingredients just went in the magic cupboard, and it was easy to access. It had good shelves. You could reach to the back of it and see everything that was in it super easily. It was amazing. And we have nothing like that here. We have cupboards that I have to like stand on a stool to get at, and even standing on a little stool, I can't reach I can't reach the back. Oh, Jesus. Lux, thank you. Why? Okay, I'm gonna read this out. Lux says, I call my butt the magic cupboard. Thank you very much. It is indeed a wonderful place. Anyways. What was I? Right. Catching up with chat. So the question of where do we keep our stuff? Literally, we keep things just on the counter. We have no counter space to actually like prepare food because our store cupboard staples just live on the counter. It's just piles of like jars of flour with bags of flour on top of them. Bags of pretzels on top of like brown sugar and jars of cinnamon and the tofu pockets that you use for inari sushi and malt vinegar, and it's just a goddamn mess because there's nowhere to put it. If we owned this place, I would absolutely at the very minimum put some just open shelves on like above that counter, because right now it's just bare wall and it's just wasted space. It's just so inefficient. It's like, it's designed for people who, like, the kitchens in apartments are designed for people who don't cook. And it's trash, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Anyways, root cellar, says Lux, my grandparents had a root cellar, and it was my favorite place, and it was the best. It's a lot harder to have a root cellar when you live on the second floor, unfortunately. But if I could, I would 100% have a root cellar. Like, that would be so nice. Someday. I aspire to stuff that, like, my working class grandparents just had. Vizwiz says, I'm a walking contradiction. I will keep only the food in that I know I'm going to eat that week because I've planned it. But modeling stuff, cosmetics, electronics, I will keep for years. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I just want to be prepared for everything. So I've got way more art supplies than I'll ever need. I have way more tea than I'll ever need. There's a lot. But yeah. It sucks. On the side, in cupboards, in the fridge, basically anywhere you can find space, says Tex. Yeah, pretty much. Luna says, I too have a stool for the kitchen. I still can't reach the top shelves. Oh, yep, same. Honestly, same. Like, I think are you just like a hair's breadth taller than me, Luna, or are we the same height? Because we're both tiny. But yeah, it is a struggle, isn't it, my friend? Truly it is. I don't know. My kingdom for finding a home that I can afford with a kitchen that I actually want to, like, that I'm actually able to use effectively would be just the damn dream, honestly. Something about a bear wall? A Build-A-Bear wall. I would love to have a Build-A-Bear wall in my house. They're adorable. I do also have a lot of bear friends, including now the lovely Ms. Violetta here. Hello. Hello, hello. She's rad. Anyways. What was I saying? Oh. Ferris says, to be fair, you're also more able to go to a grocer's than most Americans. This is true. There are a lot of food deserts in America. It's really depressing. I'm very lucky to have a lot of good places to get good food, like, right in my neighborhood, which is not something that I ever want to be rid of. That is my dream. And one of the reasons that, even though it's expensive, I love my neighborhood is that we've got a lot of places where we can buy food. There's a farmer's market on Saturday mornings where we can get all kinds of, like, fresh, locally grown produce. The supermarket is decent. There are a couple of little express supermarkets that are open later if you need them. There's also a number of supermarkets for, non-British people to buy non-British ingredients if you need, like, Eastern European stuff or, sort of Asian stuff. It's all there. It's great. So I'm pleased with that, but my God, there's no space in the kitchen to put all the things I need to cook. Vera says, we are not in a country that makes walking down to the store, an actual store with produce and fresh goods, a realistic thing. Oh yeah, so we do a week's worth of shopping at a time. I mean, we try and do, like, a big shop in the week, but we also have to carry it home on the bus, so that's like 2 shopping bags each, basically. And thus need the storage space. I mean, it's just, it would be nice to be able to, like, I see cooking videos and stuff with people in their, like, American kitchens, and they're like the size of my whole ass living room, and I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. That'd be so nice. Oh, Vizwa says, I could listen to you talk forever, Sammy. It's so relaxing. Thank you very much indeed. I don't know where this comes from that I supposedly have a relaxing voice. My moderator, Twitch user Sledge Callier, is shaking his head. Yeah. Oh, Rob says, I thought you were going to say I have a lot of bear friends, including Lux. I mean, also true. Of course. Oh, bless. Eddie says, presumably on Ed's computer, says, Sammy got a big squishy dog from Ed. Oh, bless. That sounds so cute. I love doggos and I love squishies, so that's really nice. Tex says, I have a Tesco or a Waitrose if I just want to burn my money. Yeah. The like value range at Waitrose isn't too bad. But they do stock some. You can get quail's eggs at Waitrose, so you know. Gary, hello, welcome on in. How are you doing? Hi. How are you today? It is lovely to see you, y'all. I am. People be here, even though I literally haven't done shit yet today. Thank you very much. Linus says, burn your money and also your working class credentials. It's a funny thing. I think possibly being like a Canadian, I don't have as much of like, I don't feel like I have a class identity per se. I have like feelings of an economic background, you know, like I went to university with relative ease, but also I grew up with parents whose mantra was basically no and it's too expensive. But we didn't really want for stuff, but also, you know, we were not, you know, when all of my friends were getting, you know, Game Boys and stuff, my parents did not get us a Game Boy, but I don't know if that was that they legit couldn't afford it or that they were just very frugal people. I don't know with my parents, you know. So it's very confuzzing. Vera says, I can't wait to have this money people talk about. I'm sure it's nice. I'm sure it must be nice, but I don't know her. I don't know. Anyways, Gary says, I'm okay, thanks. Not had a great day for medical reasons, but all the better for hearing your lovely voice. Okay, here. If this is welcome, this is hug. If not, this is respectful wave from a distance. And this is shaky cam. Because I bumped into the mic. What's the name of the doohickey that makes your voice better? That goes in the circle that goes in front of the microphone. One of the mic filter. That was me bumping into that, and so it made a sound. Gonna have a sip of my tea. Oh, hell yeah. Pop filter, thank you, Sledge. Oh yeah, shaky cam is my favorite. Shaky cam sounds like the name of like a person. Now that I've said it. Pop. There was that reminds me of this, like, I saw someone on YouTube talking about something that they'd seen, who lives in Japan, and was watching this report in Japan from like last year about how transmission among Americans of bad thing is worse, and it's because of the way that they it's because of the way they express certain phonemes in English. And so they gave an example. They had like a tissue sort of held in front of someone's face and had them say, this is a pen, and then had them say, kore wa pen desu, and noted that like the tissue in front of their face moved more when they said this is a pen than kore wa pen desu. And I'm like, no, there's nothing scientific about that. That's nonsense. It was such nonsense. And also it's not true. Like, bad thing just spread like crazy also in Japan. So silly stuff. But it was just so fun. It's just a stupid thing. Anyways. But saying pop reminded me of it. Shaky Cam, wasn't that sort of rhythm and bass artist from the 70s? Sounds like it, Lino, I'm pretty sure. I think I had one of their LPs back in Canada. I'd have to check to see if my parents still have any of my old record collection, and I'll let you know. Anyways, Viswiz says, I hear the word pop and NSYNC is immediately playing in my head. Now it's playing in yours too. You're welcome. Oh god. Oh no. Luna says, I have a winter is coming tea now. Lux says, lucky winter. Indeed. Well done. Ooh. Oh my. Oh no. I've had that tea. It's it is nice, and it is good for when when it's cold and you're feeling a little bit grody, because it's got pu'er tea, which is, you know, the fermented stuff, I believe, and it's got some chili and mint and ginger, so it's got lots of things that are good for your tum-tum and also good for sort of clearing the old airways, which we love. Okay, I'm gonna get my hand out of the way of this. I'm gonna try and actually do some art. Oh yes, I love pu'er. Actually, this blend has pu'er tea in it as well. This is the Oxford tea. It's a blend. It's got pu'er tea. It's got some hojicha, the roasted green tea as well. So it's got a really rich, very cozy flavor. It's supposed to be like... It's supposed to kind of put you in mind of, you know, like the sensation of being in a room filled with old books. Because that's, I guess, what Oxford's all about. Not particularly in my experience, but I have never experienced Oxford as a student. I went to Wilfrid Laurier University, and it was... The parts of it that were old like in a 70s way. So, you know, sort of concrete and brutalist, and had a slightly unpleasant smell for that reason. And then a lot of the other buildings were like from the early 2000s, so yeah, they were fine. There were many Tim Hortonses at crucial points all across campus. Though until like my final year, the entire campus was just like really hostile architecturally, if you were not able to take stairs, because the campus was set on an incline, and so you'd sort of be walking along, and at various intervals you'd have to sort of like climb a set of stairs to get to the next bit of campus. And it wasn't until like my final year that they actually like took out most of the stairs and just put ramps in. It was not, because you'd have to literally sort of go around most of the campus, like on the sidewalk outside, to get from one end of campus to the other, which is awful. But anyways, it was a good program, and I had mostly a good time with it. So, but very different to the Oxford experience, which is weird, and I love it, but oh God, it's weird. Texas. Oh, I went to a uni that had old 60s concrete and brutalist. It was not the nicest looking place. Yeah, like I like some brutalist architecture, but I like good brutalist architecture. There's a lot of bad brutalist architecture out there as well, I think, and I you know, a lot of like sort of public buildings and like university campuses of that period can be really just grim, I think. Lino says, I don't know who Tim Horton is or why he's so popular in Canada. I can elucidate slightly. Tim Horton was a hockey player, aka, you know, sort of certainly at that point one of the biggest tiers of celebrity in Canada. And at some point he decided to open up a donut and coffee shop in Hamilton, Ontario, which is about 40 minutes from where I'm from. I've got some family there, and the donut and coffee shop proved very popular, and so it became eventually a national like franchise chain with shops all like basically you can barely throw a pebble in Canada without hitting a damn Timmy's. They are everywhere, and they are known for serviceable coffee and I think quite good donuts. They've expanded into the UK in the last couple of years, actually. Sadly, none in Oxford, but maybe that's for the best. Because I shouldn't be buying donuts on the regular. But they do have one in Leicester, which is quite near to where my parents-in-law's house is. And as such, we were there on the day after Boxing Day. We traveled into the city of Leicester, and we got a thingy of Timbits, which are the little, like, sort of the little donut balls. It was delightful. Vera says Oxford equals Tolkien exhibit in my brain because that's what I visited Oxford to see in 2018. Nice! Also, you were in Oxford in 2018 and you didn't call? We could have had coffee. Yes, I realized we weren't friends yet. Shut up. But, anyways, Rob says, I like brutalist architecture conceptually. Yeah, absolutely. Luna says Barry of all... Really? Barry has one? Really? Which if you don't know is in the greater Manchester area, but it's kind of it's like way out. It's not like the center of Manchester. It's like way out at the end of the tram line, or at least it was when I lived there. Why is there one in Leicester of all places? It's really random. But it seems like there aren't. I don't think, apart from one in Cardiff, I think that's the only one in the U of K that's south of Birmingham. They're all sort of up there. There's one there at least last time I was in Birmingham, there was one in Birmingham. There's one in Cardiff. There's one in Leicester. There's a couple in Manchester. There's one in Glasgow, I think. It's random and weird. But there's none down here, which does me a sadness. Oh, Vera says, friend of the channel, Samantha, says, gives me grief for not visiting her in Oxford in 2018. Indeed, well, and she's right. Come visit us. We love you. Luna says it's the place Luna pretends she isn't from. What, Barry? Oh, it's all right. You know, I had some very good chips in Barry once, actually. They were freshly cooked, and they weren't so like sodden with grease that it like made the entire like paper that they were served in go fully transparent within 30 seconds. So they felt like you weren't going to die after eating them, which I appreciate. But they were very delicious. So good. They're 8 or 10 years ago, there was one good place that did good chips in Barry. I can tell you that. Rob says, wow, Tim Hortons has 7 stores in Northern Ireland. Really? I knew there was like one in Belfast, but damn. Yeah, with plans for more after, like, they are expanding at a surprisingly sort of recent, like, decent rate. Luna says, to be fair, the other Manchester one is in Altrincham, which is another end of the tram line. Oh, I did like Altrincham, you know. For those who don't know, I'm just going to switch ends because actually I think this one's a little bit too big for what I want to do. But I remember, I don't know if it's still there, but when I lived there back in like 2013, Altrincham had a really nice market. And I got a good amount of like nice food and stuff from the market in Altrincham. My friend John, who's an artist also, I think he has a Twitch account, but I don't think he's ever actually used it, unfortunately. But he did tables at the Altrincham market sometimes, which is how I found out about it. But they just have really nice food and stuff. I don't know if there's really that much else to go visit at Altrincham, but the market was nice. I don't know if it's still there, but delightful. Tex says, sound like they build them in places with a high enough concentration of Gregs. Maybe. Linus says apparently a lot in Manchester generally, but precisely 0 in the city centre itself. Interesting. I think maybe that's because I'm assuming that rent is higher it would be for properties in the city centre as well. So maybe they're hedging their bets by going places where they can rent spaces or buy spaces for less. Gary says, when I went to Vancouver, it was like a horror film. It was like Tim Hortons is following me everywhere. That's just the Canadian experience. You get used to it. Luna has corrected. It's actually Pound Bakery in Barrie. Not that we don't have 3 Gregs. I've only been to a Pound Bakery once, but you know what? Decent sandwich for a pound, actually. It was a nice, crusty baguette with, I think maybe it was like tuna. I don't know. It was all right though. It was worth a pound, certainly. Okay. I've actually carved away some stuff. It's a miracle. Rob says, damn, 3 Tim Hortons in the city I live. Where's my Canadian passport? Hell yeah. Actually forgot the third one existed despite me having been there to pick up food deliveries. Oh my god. That's wild. Linus is apparently one down by the unis, one randomly up on the Barrie New Road, one in Altrincham, one outside Stockport. Okay, one in Barrie and one in Warrington. Wow. That is a lot. Pound Bakery is surprisingly edible. I quite agree. I mean, I say that I haven't been to a Pound Bakery in years because oddly enough they don't have them in Oxford because I don't know, we think we're fancy. I've been to enough neighborhoods in Oxford to know that isn't necessarily the case. And also, I live here. And also, I've worked in many parts of the university. I know it's not that fancy. They employ this weirdo, so, you know, what the hell? I mean, they also employ some people who get quoted in the news who I vehemently disagree with, and it makes me really grumpy whenever those people are allowed to like represent the university because they work for the university, and I'm like, the opinions expressed by that asshole are not mine. I'm getting through this tea way too quickly. Oh no. Pound Bakery muffins apparently also really good, says Luna. I think they're a northern thing. I suspect they are a northern thing because if it was a London thing, it would be like 5 Pound Bakery. Let's be real. I love London, but damn. Not always the cheapest. Though we did get a bag of coffee beans from a roastery in London that actually I was quite fond of, called the Gentleman Baristas, which again is like, that's so fancy. All of their coffees are named after fancy men's hats. Ooh, Lino says the Pound Bakery is spread to the West Midlands. Ooh. I wonder if there's any near the in-laws. I'll have to look into it. Rob says, yeah, about London, what's the deal with pret-a-manger? You mean the fact that it's everywhere? I really liked, this was a couple Christmases ago, but as a special Christmas sandwich, they did a lobster roll, and I got a grand total of 1 Pret lobster roll, and it was super good. And there was this one like big chunk of lobster that was sort of like right at the end of the bread, and I was saving it for the very last because I knew that was going to be a really good bite. And wouldn't you know it, I dropped the fucking thing on the floor. No. No. Linus says Pret is too bougie for my tastes. Oh no. I don't mind a Pret. I don't tend to choose it if I'm out and about, mostly partially because like if I'm going out somewhere for lunch, I'd rather have like sushi or something than just like a sandwich most of the time, or something warm. Otherwise I'll just get something and like take it home. Or just go to like the supermarket and buy a bun or a pot of yogurt, you know. But every once in a while I don't mind a Pret sandwich. Their coffee is okay. It's not the best in my opinion, though they do have an insane coffee subscription situation where if you go there a lot, you can get, it's like 20, okay, again, not sponsored, but it's like £20 and you get, you can get up to 5 cups of coffee a day for £20 a month, which seems like they're actively losing so much money. Like you have to go there like once a week and you've paid off the subscription fee. It's like, what? This is not cost effective. I think the assumption being they're getting you into Pret, you're going to go also get like a sandwich with your coffee or a pastry or something. So you're spending more money because you're specifically choosing to go there over other places because you know you have this subscription scheme. But like, also you could just buy 5 coffees for you and your friends every morning for virtually no money. So yeah. Rob says, to be fair, I did have a Pret and it was nice, but like, wow, there were so many. Yeah, they are everywhere. Linus says, I suspect it's a lost leader to buy more bougie shit. Yeah, indeed. I do think it's wild. Luna says, I did have an amazing chicken and avocado bagel at AGX, but it wasn't from Pret. Delightful. Well, I'm here for the avocado. I'm getting the impression that that Lino's not a fan of avocado, which is fine. Taste cannot be disputed, as they say. And I quite agree. It's okay not to like things. It's also okay to like things. It's all fine. Every once in a while, I have to, like, physically remind myself that the things I'm carving away are the things that aren't going to get painted. Because even now I, like, forget this, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to carve this out, and then I'm like, oh, damn. No, I wanted that to be colored in. Oh, no. But this is fine. The sky I do not want to be colored in. I do not wish for the sky to be colored in, so that is absolutely fine. Oh, I'm getting to rooftop. I'm gonna switch ends again. I'm gonna swap back to this one, and just do sort of the outlines of the roof so that it's so that I don't accidentally carve into it more than I would like to. I might not actually finish this print block today, you know, because I'm going pretty slowly. I hope it's okay. I hope y'all don't mind that I'm going pretty slowly on this, but also I don't want to make a dog's breakfast of it, and also I want to chat with y'all because y'all are great. Lino says avocados are pears that hate you, and bagels are just. Oh wow! Okay, shots fired. Really? Chicken is passable. Chicken is I don't eat it because I don't eat meat. But that's okay. I'm happy for other people to do it. Bagels. Let me express this in a way that is as nice as I can, and that is that bagels are lovely, but they have to be good bagels. And most of the mass-produced bagels that I've had in this country are not what I would consider to be, like, bagels. They're dense bread, which is not bagel. Bagel, you've got to have... Okay, so two main styles of bagel of note. There is the New York style bagel, the Montreal style bagel. Differences, the New York style bagel, bit chubbier. Montreal style bagel has a more defined hole in the middle. Both super incredibly delicious. They should be bagels. There are a couple of things that you need for a bagel. You need like a sweetener, like either malt or honey or both. You need a poaching liquid. Poaching the bagels beforehand gives you this sort of like moist outer layer, which then turns into, when it hits a high temperature oven, you want the oven to be of a high temperature, when it hits those high temperatures in the oven, preferably you are cooking it initially on a wood board that has been like soaked. And then once they've got sort of initial crust going on that, then they are flipped just onto the surface of your like oven situation. And basically what all of this poaching and soaking and all that, and also they need to the dough needs to rest overnight in a fridge to develop its flavors. But basically what all of this does is to give it a really like thickly blistered crust on the outside. So so if you've ever seen a bagel that has like all of those little like tiny little blisters on the outside, that is all texture and that is good shit. You want that. If it's smooth on the outside, bad bagel. So now you know. Those little blisters that come when the slightly moistened outside hits the oven, and the steam that created that gives you the crispiness. It's delightful. And then the inside is nice and dense and chewy, delicious. That's what you want. If you don't have blisters, if you don't have a crispy exterior, it is indeed not a good bagel in my estimation. I don't strong opinion about a lot of stuff, but I did actually for about 3 weeks of my life make bagels professionally. So I do know how it ought to be done. I mean, that job was garbo. That job was absolutely garbo. Lino says, or just to simplify, bagels are poached bread. No, it's good. It's good. So if I have blisters and a crispy exterior, would I be a good bagel, says Tex. You're a wonderful bagel, Tex. I love you. Luna says, I'm going to stop making euphemistic comments given the person I expect to appreciate them isn't showing the appropriate appreciation, not naming names. Oh, what? Did I do something wrong? I'm confused. Did I miss some euphemisms? Because, I don't know. Anyways. Bagels are delicious. Hi. I see. I get it. Oh, wait, come back. Mod, come back. My mod is here. And I just want to express that what I got my mod for Christmas was this dressing gown that is, it's so soft, y'all. I just want to keep hugging because it's so soft. It's just the softest. Okay. It's doing a tickle. Silly, I love you. Anyways, I'm carving a block print. It was very much off screen there, but I promise I'm still working on it. I can't see my pencil line. This is such a these tiny details are difficult to tease out. When I kind of wish that the surface of the linoleum block wasn't quite so shiny, because it does make it kind of hard to see what I'm doing. Oh, things are. Are you looking for something? I think my mod was looking for something in the room and then just dropping my ink roller on me. So it's fine. Anyways, Varys' Luna subtly in code gave the name of the one not nosing or being I got it. Thank you. Anyways, Lino says, sorry, I am dense like bagels. No, if anyone is dense like bagel, it me. I'm also round like bagel. I am sphere. I'm just a little spiel here. I'm just a little spherical creature. And there's a bit of, okay. Swapping out pieces again. Where is the little round? That one's too big. I think, was it you? Was it you I was using before? I think it was this one. It's a slightly more curved shape. It's a little bit bigger. Come on. Anyways. Okay. Texas clearly innuendo is lost on me today. Welcome to me permanently. That me. I mean, not always. Sometimes I find innuendo when nobody else does. I'm a grown up. I'm 37, believe it or not. Despite the fact that, I don't know, these days the dark circles under my eyes would indicate I'm about 900. And I am small enough to be a Yoda, but not quite spry enough to be a Yoda. But you know, I'm hoping to get back into my Ring Fit adventure routine. Now that the holidays have sort of wound down, and also I am working from home again, which means I'm not exhausted from having to unnecessarily commute to an office several days a week. Hoping that means I will be able to sort of get back on the Ring Fit train and, you know, get real strong and stuff. Do some sick Yoda flips. Hell yeah. Delicious. Anyways. Sick Yoda flips. Hell yeah. It me. Eventually. I aspire to be one of those, like, when I get older, I aspire to be one of those, like, you know, sort of old folks who are really, like, fit for their age. I want to surprise people with how, like, strong and dexterous I am, though that being said, I'm clumsy as heck, so it's unlikely. But if I can at least be strong and sturdy, I would love to be able to lift things better. I'm not good at lifting heavy things. I would like to have more stamina also. I would like to, I'm okay with the amount of tub that I have. I've got a reasonable amount of tub. I would like to have more muscle though. Sort of under the tub, I think would be ideal. Linus says, I still plan on being dead. No, you're not allowed. Not allowed. Be strong and clumsy, says Vera. Nothing can go wrong. Hell yeah, that is a winning combination right there, if ever there was one. I feel like that's... How long do goblins live? I don't know. I'm aiming for, like, 900, personally. But whether or not that's realistic remains to be seen. I am currently, sort of one of the best tips I ever heard for living for living a long and happy life was try not to die, and so that's basically where I'm at right now. Anywho, okay, gonna try not to cut myself. This may be a fool's errand. Ugh, come on. Come on. Safety. Let's do it. Safely. I think I made the right call sort of deciding to keep like a border around the edges of this. Otherwise, I'm afraid that I'm just going to carve away too much and I'm just going to carve like right through it, which not so good, I feel like, but this is going okay, I think. Okay. It's a good thing that I don't have a face cam on for this because I was absolutely concentrating super hard on doing that carve and stuck my tongue out a little bit and it probably looked real derpy. So, happy you can't see that. Ooh, okay. Other content announcements that I forgot from earlier is that, next week I think I'm gonna do a brick building stream. I've got somewhere in this pile of Warhammer stuff that is my partner's, is, I think a Lego kit that I want to build, which is the, like, Lego Dots Pineapple Pen Cup set, which I think is going to be really fun, and not too difficult, but also has some, like, sort of freestyle design elements, which I think will be fun to do with chat. And then following on from that, there's a Draw This in Your Style challenge that a fellow Twitch streamer has set that I think would be fun to do. And following on from that, it's been a year and I still don't have a BRB screen, so I think we might paint a BRB screen on stream. And I will happily take some suggestions for what content should be in the BRB screen as well. It will probably be stupid. But hopefully in a somewhat good way. Okay. There we go. Alright. Cool. Let me just check in with the chat. Who says... how long does a goblin live? Lino says precisely as long as they mean to, or until a band of level 1 adventurers wander through the forest. Oh no. Paris says they'd better befriend the goblin as a lovable character. Yes, absolutely. One of my eventual D&D characters that I have created but haven't had a chance to play yet is a goblin, and they are a level 1 goblin wild magic sorcerer, and I'm very excited to eventually get to play them, maybe, I hope. Lino says this is one of my favorite one of my favorite D&D sessions I've ever run was a goblin food fight. Oh my god, Lino, that's adorable. That's so cute. That sounds extremely fun. Rob says this is honestly so satisfying to watch. Thank you very much indeed. It is also, I can attest, very satisfying to do. If you feel like you could safely do this, I recommend giving it a try because it is a really fun medium to work in. I very enjoy it. I kind of have to peel back these sort of end pieces because they kind of get stuck with this blade, but never mind. Varys' BRB screen, Terry chasing after his wizard cap, which is blown off by the wind. Oh no, that's too cute. For the uninitiated, I assume you've all seen Terry by now. But Terry is a frog mage that I originally painted for a streaming thing back in October. He has an emote now. That's Terry. I will find the original Terry painting as well, which is pardon my scrolling, is back up. This was the first iteration of Terry. Just a little forg mage with his little magic wand going on a wander through the forest and then sort of picking up friends as he goes to go on an adventure, which I really enjoyed doing. Just a stupid little story there, and then we ended up doing a full color painting of Terry as well. Here he is having having a nice cup of tea with this big old cauldron, making, you know, the delicious potion of probably also tea. He's just resting his magic wand on one of these trees over here. It's a beautiful autumn day, and he's just having a nice time in his home in the forest. So there. Anywho's. Every time my mod comes in, I'm afraid that he's gonna tell me that, like, my stream is dead and it hasn't been working for the last 5 minutes or something. Do shout at me if that does happen, sweetheart. Oh heck. I think he's retrieving something from the studio behind me. What was it? Ah, it's a little... I didn't actually see what that was. It's a little piece of metal. What was it? Oh, it's Alan Key, of course. Our friend Alan is visiting. He's about this long, and he's just a little sort of L-shaped piece of metal. Anywho's. Linus is the loser of the food fight, has to do the dishes, introduces players to the idea of consequences of failure. I love it. I love that very much. That's very, very cute. Rob says, I have been banned from art for my sins. No! No one should ever be banned from art. Art for everybody. Everyone gets to do. 100%. Everyone gets to do. I feel this in my bones. It's very important to me. I hereby declare that you may be reinstated to getting to do art if you want to. Like, no press. But if you want to, why not? You can. So there. It doesn't have to be good, as long as you try and be safe and not hurt yourself. Like just do it, man. Just do it. Do it. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you. Don't listen to my well-meaning advice if you feel it doesn't apply. Everything is fine. It's all good. Anyways. There we go. Good. We are making some progress. We have an almost completed sky. We don't have much else, but we have an almost completed sky. I feel pretty good about this, actually. Oh, Linus is Forg. Yep. Just little Forg. Luna says, I'm not particularly good at the drawing art, but I like doing the art with words and also taking pictures. That is also all art. I love it. I have been berating myself slightly of late because I'm not doing nearly as much photography as I used to, like, especially back in my 20s and stuff. And I miss it dearly. But also I have this thing where, I'm trying to figure out what the heck these lines are doing here, and I can't figure out what I was doing. Because there's that bit, and then there's this. Okay. I think I see what it's supposed to do. Okay, we got it. Cool. I don't take as much photographs as I would like to, but also, it is a bit of my scanner is very slow, and the process of just taking, sort of a print, sticking another print on, scanning it in is all very McClunky. And since I primarily work in film, for serious photography as opposed to just shit I take with my phone, it takes a long time to scan in like an entire roll of film, and I just devoting hours to just doing that is so monotonous that I just never get around to doing it. So I've got 2 years worth of photographs that I haven't scanned in because I'm just it's just exhausting. And I get them home and I'm like, okay, they look good, and that's it. Gary says I used to love photography. Hell yeah, photography is super rad. Rob says the camera does love you, Gary. This is true. You're lovely. Luna says my makeup art is pretty good too. Hell yeah, it is. Luna always looks great. If you've ever seen a Luna selfie, you know. It's always good. It's always good. I am not so good with the makeup art. It is baffling to me, and also I have very sensitive skin, and putting anything near my eyes makes my eyes water. Just moisturizing my skin makes my eyes water. It's very frustrating. Like, man, the moisturizer I used this morning, it's nice stuff. Like, I get myself nice things to try and make my skin feel good sometimes, and And I just cried it all off, which is really frustrating because I'm like, no, my skin needs those peptides. You don't understand, eyes. Quit it. I'm not being emotional. I'm just crying anyways. No, why? So rude. Anyways, right. I think, okay, there's a little chonker there that I missed. I think that's a pretty decent kind of sky cloudy situation we've got happening here. Just gonna try and just make sure this bit is really well carved, because I don't really want a lot of stripes up in the sky, because we've got the little clouds sort of happening up there, and I think that's enough. Acting is an art too, says Luna. I'm good at that. Hell yeah, you are. I am loving seeing this this self-appreciation happening in the chat today. That is good, and we love to see it. Truly we do. Okay. I'm gonna try and get some carves happening on this house. Very gingerly. Because I don't want to... I would like it to look nice. And I would like it to look more or less as it should. And if it doesn't look as it should, then what it looks like is what it should. Trying to internalize the Bob Ross school of no mistakes, just happy accidents, but it's not easy. Alba says, when I find something I'm good at, I'll let people know. Mood. And indeed you should. Celebrate your goodness. Okay, there is a little gap between the edge here and the end of the house, so I'm just gonna mark out where I think the hill sort of finishes, and then just carve out this bit that isn't hill on the side of the house, and that also isn't house. I can't see it. If my head is in the way of the shot here, let me know, but I'm kind of having to get a little bit up close and personal here, because I can't, because it's a very fine detail, and I just want it to be, I just want it to be okay. Meeple says, I need to get back into self-appreciation. Been negative to myself far too long to make that change take quickly. It is a practice. It is an ongoing practice. It is not a practice I'm good at. One of the things that I find sort of a helpful reminder for myself, and again, I don't always do this, and I'm not always good at it, but when I want to apologize, to someone for like a personal, what I consider to be like a personal failing of mine, which I do a lot, instead I try and turn it into like an expression of gratitude. So instead of saying like, oh, I'm really sorry that I'm so bad at this, I say like, thank you for being patient with me. And that honestly makes a big difference, because it means that I'm appreciating, sort of that others are being kind, and also recognizing that like it's okay. Like I'm doing my best, and that's fine. Oh no, tea's getting cold. Meeple says, right now getting weirdly obsessive about always being the person who starts conversations with my friends and assuming that means no one wants to talk to me. This is BS indeed. This is absolutely BS. And I feel that I've been there, but I also am really the sort of like inverse of this from my perspective is that oftentimes I feel bad about not being able to initiate conversations with people, because I feel like, oh, they probably don't actually want to talk to me. I don't want to bother them. What if they're busy, kind of thing. I worry about that a lot. So I have like the inverse issue, and I think these two things feed off each other. So like, on the one hand you're like, oh, I'm always starting a conversation. I'm always starting the conversation. Maybe they don't want to talk to me. And then there's me like not starting conversations because I'm like, oh, they probably don't want to talk to me. And both of those are BS. I know. But like, of course our friends want to talk to us. And when you have these two forces sort of warring against each other, it causes us to think things that aren't true. And it's hard to flip, but flip it. Absolutely. 'Cause hell yeah. Like y'all great. Okay? Oh, Lunas says, I'm so afraid of being abandoned and replaced. No, you are irreplaceable and lovely. Listen, you're all breathtaking, okay? Meeple says, definitely get the, I'm definitely bothering them by talking to them too much. They clearly don't want to. No, they do. It's fine. It's fine. It is fine. Anyways, but yeah, this is stuff. This is experience in our brains, and sometimes they're goofy, and sometimes it's not easy. Okay, I'm just gonna take away these outlines and just have these be blank. I think you will understand what's happening. I think when you see, I think it will be fine. I think it'll be fine. But yeah, oh, Gary says, I often feel like I'm a burden in certain situations. I know it's total BS. It is. But the other day I did spend like 30 minutes looking at a Halo group in process, deciding whether I should join or not. It's just, it is absolutely. And I get that as well when I see like other people sort of hanging out without me, and I'm like, would people be mad if I said hi? And it's like, no. I get that with Twitch chats sometimes, like on other people's streams, and there's like a really good sort of like banter going, and I'm like, oh, should I say hello or should I just not? And it's like, no, everyone would love it if you said hello, you know? Just do it. But sometimes it's hard, especially if you're shy, and you know, self-esteem is weird and difficult and fluctuates, and it's hard to explain to someone who's never experienced this, and I have a hard time believing that there are people who've never experienced this, but also I'm sure there are people who've never experienced this feeling that like your brain is telling you one thing, but also your brain knows that the thing that your brain is telling you is nonsense. But it doesn't stop you from thinking that thing, even though you know it's stupid or untrue, right? But yeah, Meeple says, it got real bad the other day about joining a random just chatting voice VC channel on Discord, despite the fact that there was literally no legitimate reason I couldn't join, so it was just a VC for everyone to... Yeah, absolutely. I get explicitly invited to join, like, you know, like voice chats or watch-alongs and stuff, and I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't. They're having fun already. I don't want to bother them, you know? It's like, no, I was explicitly told, hey, we're doing a thing, do you want to join? And I will still be like, maybe I shouldn't. It's like, why are we like this? Anyways, but yeah, also sometimes I do lurk in a lot of... I do lurk in a lot of places, but I do a lot of the time. I'll see someone's live and I'll just pop in a lurk. And I do apologize for if I haven't said hi or if I'm not chatting a lot. It's I'm probably just having like a head empty, just there situation. You know, sometimes I do suck at doing social and I just need to like not, but I do want to kind of be present, but not really. Anyways, but yeah, y'all are great, okay? And also, absolutely, I, as a person who exists in other people's streams, and also as a person who does stream, I 100% appreciate anyone who just wants to like, who just wants to lurk and not chat, or just or just hang out silently and watch me carve a linoleum block and talk bullshit. You know, that's wonderful, and I very appreciate it, you know? You absolutely are under zero obligation to like hold a conversation with me by any means. If you just want to exist in silence and never make your presence known, that is totally fine. I do not acknowledge you. Texas, hey, look at me sitting and playing Deathloop and occasionally dropping into chat. Exactly, that's fantastic. Multitasking is rad. Oftentimes I am multitasking too hard and doing like 5 things at once, which is, I don't know, it's the unique way in which my brain is funded, alright? Honestly. Uh, okay, I'm just popping in some little flower stems for these. I don't think we're gonna finish this today, to be perfectly honest with you, but trying my best. Anyways, I I also don't play Halo. I don't understand it. I am very happy for all of my friends who are enjoying the Halo situation right now. It is not something that like my brain gets, but I'm very happy for you. And when I see in like a Discord channel that I'm a member of that there's a bunch of people in like in you know sort of one of the like voice chats playing Halo together, I'm like, "Oh, that's really nice. I hope they're having a fun time." So just so you know, I'm waving silently from a distance and saying, "I hope you're having fun." Lina says, I also can't run Halo, but enjoy listening to people shooty shooty bang bang. Oh yeah, absolutely. I've watched a fair number of Halo streams, and I'm happy for y'all. Anyways, speaking of, okay, BRB. There's no BRB screen yet, so just imagine it, please. But okay, so Halo's kind of a big deal among a lot of gamers these days, as you may or may not know. I am not super familiar, but I wanted to contribute to the mutual experience in some way, so I made this. This is my Halo fan art. I hope you enjoy it. Anyways. That's my Halo fan art. It was drawn on the back of a post office receipt. So there you go. That will be worth millions someday. It's super won't. It won't. Don't come rob me. It's not ever going to be worth anything. If it was a shitty JPEG of like of like a monkey character creation screen, it would be worth probably thousands in meaningless Bitcoin right now, but I'm bad. And I think those are stupid, so right click save. You know, I actually, okay, so some old friends of mine from many years ago, actually I saw a tweet that like the only tweet that I've seen in probably years from this woman, who she and her husband I've known for a very long time. They did photography at university, yada yada yada. They still work in like artsy things. But the tweet that the first tweet that I've seen from her in absolutely ages was like, wow, so excited to get on the NFT train. Look at this is my first NFT that I just bought. And and guess what? I fucking saved a copy of it because there you go. That still from this stream will have been made into an NFT by now, says Meeple. Why, like, can anyone explain to me exactly why, like, so many NFTs are just, like, really, like, I don't know how to, I don't know how to, oh god, Rob says it's always jarring when you remember your name is also a verb. I'm sorry. Anyways, can anyone explain to me? Okay, I don't. Glass houses. I understand this. Glass houses. I am in no way like this. This is my level of skill, okay? I am in no way qualified to critique or judge the quality or the aesthetic of anyone else's artistic work. And for the most part, I do not wish to. I've seen in other like art communities, people like will post like a picture of something that some dude posted on Twitter or whatever and like razzing it, and I'm like, I don't think that's nice. Even if, you know, like this bad sort of like furry pinup that you've linked to is not your aesthetic, doesn't mean that someone didn't put like hours of work into it. So be respectful, you know what I mean? But But I don't understand why, like, the NFTs that seem to have taken off are all, like, they look like bad deviant art, like, character creator, like, Flash games from the early 2000s. It's, like, why? Like, why would you could, like, you could do it, I don't get it. I'm broken. I can't even word anymore because it's just baffling to me. Okay, anyways. Um I'm glad at least that other people agree. Maple says nope, don't understand any of the fucking nonsense of NFT. Indeed. Lino says hideous shit art. Is that what you want to say? I'm trying to be nice. Rob says, why did they look intentionally ugly? I don't know. I don't get it. If I wish someone could explain to me what is going on here. Vizwiz says, I genuinely don't understand the concept of an NFT. It is somewhere out there in the internet is some sort of thing that certifies that this specific iteration of this JPEG belongs to you and you alone. I don't understand. Sledge says the NFT isn't the image. Exactly. You are not buying the image, you are buying the NFT. That is a non-fungible token, and the art is just the way that they have come up with to create a tangible thing to represent the token. It is... I saw a good kind of explanation that I will try and relay in a second. Gary, aka McCloudius, says NFT is a direct result of a broken system. Indeed. Meeple says, so from what I understand, NFTs are basically the only thing that you can buy with Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency. Basically, you buy the ownership of a digital copy of an image you don't actually own. Exactly. Ferris's DeviantArt OC do not steal. Yep. It's worse than Sonic OC, like bad old Sonic OCs is honestly, like a 13-year-old making a Sonic OC would be better than these NFTs. At least it comes from a pure place of love and not a cynical place of money grab. It's just, it's just, yeah, it's just bad. It's just bad. Vizwa says, so I'm buying a make-believe certificate of authenticity. Yeah, exactly. Texas, so far as I can tell, it's a pyramid scheme with extra steps. Yeah. Essentially, says Lino, instead of buying an image that Sammy's drawn, you're buying a digital copy of the receipt that it was drawn on. Yep. Varys says, a pure place of love of Sonic Mpreg. Again, OC, do not steal. Exactly. Someone was just really into, like, making their own Sonic character. And not just, if I make a whole bunch of these bad JPEGs, I'm gonna make big monies off of them. It's just, but it's not even real money. Like, I hate it. Anyways, the explanation that I saw of NFTs, which I thought was really good, was someone saying that when they were about 10 or 12, this was somewhere on Twitter, someone said that when they were about 10 or 12 years old, somewhere around there, someone bought them as, like, a birthday gift. They bought them, you could purchase a star, like an actual star out in space, and get, like, a certificate telling you, like, where your star is and what its designated, like, name is and where it is, and, you know, sort of like indicating its, like, coordinates out in space. And you could have this certificate that says, I own this star, right? Except that, like, loads of these companies existed, possibly selling the same stars to multiple people. And the company is now defunct, you know. So somewhere the record indicating the ownership of this star belonging to this one person is, you know, lost to sort of bureaucracy and time. And ultimately it means nothing. Because what does it mean to own a star? Anyways, enjoy your NFTs. Basically. Meeple says, can I just give myself NFTs of my own stuff, though? Then I'd be a millionaire. I mean, that's the thing, like, how is the resale value of this stuff determined? Like, what is the meaning? Like, I barely understand actual money markets, let alone crypto markets, are just, they're like, it's not, I don't think it's really a real currency. You can't really do anything with Bitcoins properly unless you, like, cash them out into actual money. But it's just, It's just, it's less interesting gambling. Just buy a lottery ticket. I don't know. It's all assumed value, says Lino. So long as someone is willing to buy it, they'll sell for it. Yeah, I guess, but why? Why would you do that? Gary says the majority of cryptocurrencies only head down, which turns out yeah, I mean, Tex says oftentimes people buy NFTs off themselves for way too much money and try and create an inflated appearance of value. Oh no. See, this is a bad. Vera says, now I want to draw a webcomic about some intergalactic species respecting the buy a star just $19.99 fad and trying to make alliances and trade deals with unsuspecting live, laugh, love girls. Please do this. That'd be so funny. Oh my goodness, I love it. I love that. That would be very, very good. Please do this. Yes, I'm all here for it. Okay, I'm gonna try and carve in some more flower stems. I'm sorry. I know. I just hate them. Okay, they're just. Listen. I don't. Oh no, Sledge. No. Sledge. No. He says, "Well, you convinced me. I'll have to buy a couple of." No. If you listen, you can buy one of my paintings if you want. Like if you're out there and you're looking for bad art, instead of buying an NFT, why not just buy like a print from me? You have an actual paper thing that you can hang up in your house. It's printed on recycled paper and it costs you like £10 or less probably. So anyway, I have an Etsy shop. I don't know if I've mentioned. This was not all a stealth ad for my Etsy shop, I promise. But it is, if you really like those ugly monkeys, like you can just buy a you can just like go to Redbubble and buy a sticker. Sammy created NFTs to sell stuff on Etsy. No. Listen, if I knew how to sell stuff on Etsy, I'd actually sell things on Etsy. I mean, I sell things on Etsy, but there's a difference between selling things on Etsy and actually selling things on Etsy. You know what I mean? It's all fine. Anyways, should I maybe carve out the windows, perhaps? I think I shall. How shall I do? Terribly is the answer. Maybe I should do like the outlines of the window first and then do the little like middle bits. I don't know. I think these window frames were painted white, so it's okay if I just carve them out fully. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Because I don't know what colors anything was supposed to be. Gary says I will call my NFT Etsy Betsy Spider. Oh, that's adorable. Anywho, Linus says, okay, Sammy, couple of things. Am I getting some feedback? Okay, get an Etsy command and also make a print stamp of those hideous monkeys. That would actually be very funny, and I'm tempted now, but yes. Oh, okay, so there's a link, periodically a link to my Etsy pops up on stream, that is specifically a link to my most recent book, which came out in July of last year, I guess. And also I have a Patreon, but I feel weird advertising Patreon in here because a lot of you guys are already subbed, and I feel like that's just give me more money, and I feel bad about it. I don't want to ask people. I don't want people to feel like they have to give me money to hang out here, because you do not. You absolutely do not. I'm just happy that you're here hanging out with me. Like that's nice and wonderful, and no one should feel obligated to like pay me for my content. If you want to and you can, that's great, but don't ever feel like you have to. There was a video of a streamer. I think this is before I started streaming, so this was a couple years ago, but it went quite like fairly viral, at least in circles that I was in at the time. Because the person was talking about how she was basically having a go at people who weren't subbed to her channel and saying that, like, you know, it's really like irresponsible and uncool of you to not be subbed. Like, you know, it's, I can't remember what she said. It's like, she was, and I think she was talking about like higher tier subs as well, because she was like, it's like $20, you know, what is that, like a meal? Are you saying you really can't afford that? I'm like, how expensive are your meals? And she basically attributed anyone who wasn't subbed to her channel as like just exhibiting poor financial planning. And I'm like, I maybe they just don't think your content is worth paying for because you're a terrible, stupid person. You know? Like, I mean, seriously? Wait till, like, people make people not want to give you money. Like, that was just so, like, ew. Like, no. If that's genuinely how you feel about, like, streaming and, like, subs and followers and stuff, then oof. I hope no one does give you money, because that's Linus, I think I remember the thing you, like, the fact, also the fact that she was like, what's $20, like a meal? It's like, how, really? Yikes. Sludge says, no, give us all the monies. No, babe, I mean, don't, it's, no. Anyways, Vera says, I am an irresponsible and uncool person. What of it? Hell yeah. Here's to irresponsibility and uncoolness. Also, you are cool. You're great. You're all breathtaking. Rob says, I have nothing but love and respect for my subs, and so you should. They are, you know what? They are serviceable sandwiches sometimes. I think I did actually create a sub goal a little while back. It's a little bit redundant now, because it was basically, I needed to, before they just handed out a whole bunch more available subs to people who weren't partnered on Twitch, which is a me, because the parameters for partnership are well beyond my wildest dreams. But previously you had to have 50 concurrent subs in order to get the maximum of 5 emotes. So I had a thing set up to, if I got 50 subs, I would be able to add a 5th emote. That's moot now. I think I do get another emote if I do get 50 subs. But I've left the sub goal up just because I think it's funny, but I've changed the sub goal to just, I think it just says 50 subs, eat fresh. Because I'm silly. I haven't actually been to a Subway in years. Heavens to Betsy. Oh wow, Meeple says, just looked at bookings for the escape room this week. Nothing at all on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Sunday. Oh wow, that's very quiet. Do I need to escape? No, I don't think I can. Actually, no, shoot, no. I can't escape. I'm sorry. I have engagements on all of those days, or I would go escape. But I hope some people come and do escape, because they escape rooms are super fun. Go do escape rooms with Meeple if you can. Because they're super fun. Anyways. Everyone's looking for a responsible adult. Well, look further than, I was gonna say look no further, but actually no, look further than me, because that ain't me. I don't know. You can probably tell that my head is feeling like exceedingly empty today, which is not unusual, but especially today. I don't know why. I just was really incredibly tight, despite, you know, I got a reasonable amount of sleep. Like, I went to bed just sometime between midnight and 1. I woke up sort of in the first instance around 10-ish, and you would think that would be an enough amount of sleep for a human person, but no absolutely not. Meeple says, to be fair, the escape room isn't in your local area. I mean, it would be lovely for you to visit, but Salisbury. Yeah, that's a bit of a ways. I've never actually been to Salisbury. Like the famous cathedral spire. I believe so. Um, but I've never actually been to Salisbury. I don't know how to get there from here. Is there a railway station in Salisbury? I'm not sure if is there a rail. I don't know. I've never looked into it for some reason. Anyways, uh, but yeah, there are so many places. Like, I've lived in this country for like going on 9 years. Come May, and there are so many places that I have yet to visit just because railway travel can be quite expensive. And sadly, in order to have the money that it takes to travel, I have to have a normal job because I do not make the income that I get from my professional gaming and art practices are about, I think in about a year I make about a week's worth of salary with all of my creative and streaming based endeavors combined, less expenses. It's about a week's worth of salary, or at least it was for last year. So that's not really sustainable for me. So sadly, I have to have a normal job, which takes up time, which is time that I cannot then spend traveling and going places. So I can't spend the money that I make doing travels because I'm busy doing work, and then when I'm not working, I'm exhausted. And to be honest, for the most part, I don't know where my money goes. It just kind of gets swallowed up by probably tea, rent, foods, bus fare, boring adult stuff, utilities, more tea, some herbal tea, the occasional matcha, oolong tea, green tea, sometimes a rooibos, though it depends. Iced fruit tea, love it. Anyways, it's gonna bother me if I don't find out now, so I'm just gonna look up and see whether or not Salisbury has a railway station. I'm not planning a trip, I just want to know. No, I just broke my my web browser is being a weirdo, so I can't, oh no, it's not oh great, it's not responding. Is my stream still working? Are we still? Yay, we did it. Okay. Salisbury railway station. There is one, I think. Yup. Sweet. I don't know what train routes go through there. On the West of England line to Exeter. Okay. So I think that would be... Oh, it's also served by Great Western Railway. Sorry, none of this means anything to probably a lot of you. I like railways. I like railway stations. I don't really care about trains that much, but I do like a railway station. So, yeah. It doesn't look like I'd be able to get there directly anyways. I'd have to change trains somewhere, but heck knows where. Probably far away, and it's confusing. That's why trains are expensive here. Trains are expensive here. There is... Sometimes you can get... I've got a colleague who lives near Oxford, but their family is up near Newcastle, so way up north. Northeast, to be precise, which is practically the sort of opposite corner of the country to where we are. And so what she does is there's a thing called split ticketing, where instead of just getting like a ticket that goes directly from, sort of Oxford to Newcastle, you get a train that goes from like Oxford to, let's say, Leamington Spa, and then from Leamington Spa to, I don't know, Sheffield, and then Sheffield to York, and then York to Newcastle. And so you get like a fat stack of tickets. But we tried to do that once, and there was some kind of horrible screw up, and they emailed us and were like, yeah, you have to cancel your tickets and then rebook them the day before we were traveling. And it was really stressful and scary. And I was like, well, am I going to get when is my refund going to come in for those? Because at this point, I'm basically just paying twice, which I don't love for me. Changes at Reading or Basingstoke, apparently, says Lino. Good to know. So yeah, that was a stress. But yeah, Meeple says, oh, the train station isn't miles away from the escape rooms. Cool. If you're willing to wait until the latter half of the year, though, I may be relocating there, which means people can visit and stay. Oh, cool. Oh, that'd be super fun. Very, very fun. Anyways, Gary says, I'd love the train prices they have in Europe. Are they better? Because they suck here. They suck super bad. I remember one time I had to, at short notice, travel from Manchester to London, and just getting just getting a single ticket down to London would have cost me about £250, which, considering that it's like a 2-hour journey, is ridiculous. And also, if you book well enough at the time, if you booked well enough in advance, you could get the same flippin' ticket for like £30. But no, they're just like, oh, it's 200 now. Screw you, you stupid loser. You should have booked sooner. Well, I didn't know that I was going, did I? It's extortionate and stupid. Anyways, makes me gumpy. Linus's British train prices are hideous. They are. It's terrible. It's so bad. It's so bad. Do not love that for me. But yeah, it's just, it requires a lot of like foreknowledge and planning, and even then still it's very, very expensive. Like the journey to our in-laws costs about, if we book far enough in advance. If you book too far in advance, it's expensive. If you book too close to the time you're traveling, it's expensive. If you book in like this golden window of a few weeks before you're going, you can get a cheaper ticket, but you can't always. Meeple says, from where I live near Oxford on major train line to London is like £30 same day return. That's expensive. There was the one thing I will say is that there was one time when I was traveling from Oxford to London on short notice. And this was for like a press thing back when I worked as a journalista. There was I think this was the time I was going to visit a broadcasting house to do some interviews about Doctor Who a few years ago, and for 50p more than the price of a normal ticket, I could get a first class ticket. So I got the first class ticket, and it's the only time I've traveled in first class. It was like 6 a.m. because I had to be there for 9 a.m. and it came with breakfast, and the seats were real comfy, and it was nice. It was really nice. So at least that was something. Gary says privatization is a naughty. Yeah. It's just buck wild. But yeah, Lino says, compared to the prices that you can get for National Express coaches, it's oh yeah. So that time when I was supposed to be traveling to London I was supposed to be getting there for midday, so I took a 4 a.m. coach from Manchester, which instead of costing like £250, it cost like £7. And it took ages, and I was late. The person that I was meeting, and this was like this was not just a leisurely lunch with a friend. It was a semi-professional lunch with someone who was very kindly lending me their time to work on a project. And I was like 45 minutes late because the coach took so long to get in. It was terrible, and I felt so bad. So bad. Um, but yeah, just god awful. Um, anyways, Rob says my brother traveled from London to Manchester by coach for like, yeah, exactly, £7 or something. It's so much cheaper, but it takes, you have to be willing to expend several hours because whenever you travel, you will end up stuck in London traffic. What I will say about living in Oxford now is that there is a coach that runs from Oxford to London, which runs through our neighborhood, because we are on sort of where we are in Oxford. So if you say Oxford is here, London is here, and like say this is Oxford, like this block print is Oxford, we are in this bit of Oxford. So it's basically straight onto the Doodah big road and straight into London. So it's actually a lot easier for us to get the coach than the train if we're going to London. So most of the time that's what we do. And it is almost always cheaper to do that. And it, to be honest, it doesn't take that much longer because we don't have to travel into the center of town and then back out into London. So that's all right. But yeah, traveling anywhere else by coach, it can be, ooh. Fizwiz says, I did a first class trip from King's Cross to Edinburgh once. Ooh, damn. Because the tickets were free, but if I bought them myself, they were £1,300. You... Jesus, Murphy! That is... That's more than some people make in a month. It hurts. And it just, I hate when you see a train pull up and it's hit like several stops before it gets to you and it's absolutely rammed. And then you see the first class coach and it is completely empty and you're like, why not just let some people sit in there instead of having them sort of breathing down each other's necks rammed into the freaking vestibule? You know what I mean? It's just awful. It's just awful. And honestly, first class, it was comfy, but it's not that great. Lino says, I've only ever sat once in first class by train. The classist nonsense I had to put up with from the attendant was awful. Oh my god, really? That's horrible. Like, ugh. I don't, again, like Canadian, I don't really understand the whole class business here because we didn't really have that as blatantly growing up in Canada, so it's confusing to me. I don't know. Meeple says, if you and Sledge often travel together, have a look into a couple's rail card. I have done. I think you have to pay a fee for it up front, so we'd have to like be sure that we're traveling a reasonable amount together. Like doing like enough train travel to kind of like pay for it essentially, I think, but I have looked into it. I think when the panini is done, I think that's something to maybe look at. But probably not now because we're trying not to travel too much. But yeah, it's nonsense. What does first class in a train entail, says Rob? The seats are comfier. And when I traveled, it was like a 6 a.m. train, so breakfast was included, like coffee and pastries, and I think you got a newspaper. And it wasn't as crowded. And I think most of the people there were like business people whose like work was paying for it. Honestly. Like it's just just let people travel by train for prices that aren't stupid. And yeah. As predicted, we're not going to get this done today. I want to try and tease out a couple more details before we call it a day. I am at sort of my usual stream ending time, but I will continue on a little bit because you know what? I'm having a good time. And I don't think tonight's dinner is going to take me too long. In case anyone's curious, what I'm doing for my dinner tonight is basically taking the components of a burrito, but arranging it inside. No. Oh no. Babe? Yeah? You know what we don't have? What? We don't have any avocados.
Alright. Can we do
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
I forgot avocados, y'all. I'm the worst person. I understand if you want to cancel me. Oh no, Lino's okay with it. Well, I could make a burrito salad for them, I guess. If you want to come over and have an avocado-less burrito salad, tonight's the night to do it. I actually don't know. I might end up cooking something else. We'll see. Rob says it's wild. I went on a non-budget airline that had a business class, and all it was is that they sat at the front curtain. They sat at the front with a curtain separating us. Wow, amazing, incredible. We have pears. Can we just mush them? Ew, no, no, that's bad. Oh no, avocados on toasted friends, don't fight. It's okay that we like different foods. Because it means that if you get something that you really do like and the other person hates it, you don't have to share. So, sometimes that's good. Anyways, I need to just delineate out that there is a bit of roof and then there's a chimney sort of set back on that roof a little bit. This is a weirdly placed chimney, I feel like. I put that chimney in a really weird spot, but just go with it. I'd have a fried egg with avocado on toast. See, okay, there's something that I don't like, fried eggs. But I hear they're good if you like that kind of thing. Sorry. Anyways, yeah, eggs are a weird, like, I don't know, flavor, smell, texture, like, every way you can be engaged by the senses of, like, an egg, I find alarming. Unless it's a scrambled egg, I'm fine with. An omelet, delightful. Poached, no. Boiled, no. Fried, no. For me personally. Something about, I don't like the sound, like the sort of like squeaky popping noise that you get when you fry an egg. I don't like that sound. Runny yolks I find distressing. And also like that boiled egg smell. I'm not here for that. But I'm happy for people who like eggs because they're a good source of protein and I'm sure they're pleasant. So, friends, please, genuinely, please don't fight. Because, oh no. Sledge says, now I want a fried egg. No, what have I done? No. I mean, I could conceivably make scrambled eggs. We've got some kale and peppers. I could add that to it. I think we've only got 2 eggs, though, which isn't, and we don't have anything to toast, because we don't have any bread. So, I'm gonna go with no. But that would have been nice. You're not a fan of shakshuka? No, unless, like, the tomatoey, like, vegetable-y bits, yes, delicious. The, like, egg part, if it was, like, scrambled eggs with all of the sort of tomatoey stuff, I would absolutely have that all over a piece of toast. Or even with, like, toast soldiers just dipped in that stuff, that would be good, but scrambled. For instance, kedgeree. I love kedgeree, but instead of having, like, the like, boiled egg pieces sort of on it or in it, I like, scramble the egg and then, combine it that way, so it's kind of like egg fried rice that's also kedgeree, because the egg is scrambled into it, but then it's kedgeree. Oh no. I want kedgeree now. It's so good. Oh no, what have I done? Ooh, Alba, no. Alba says I'm back. She's got fish and chips. Oh, my friend. Nice to see people still talking about food. I can slip right back in. Now I want fish and chips. What have you done? Oh, struggles. I think I'm just hungry at this point. I think I'm just a slightly hungry lady. I had a decent little lunch of At New Year's, I like to make a cheese board. So my my lunch for the next couple of days is inevitably cheese and crackers. Just because if I buy 4 kinds of cheese, it's really hard to buy 2 servings of 4 kinds of cheese. So it ends up becoming lunches for the next couple of days, which, you know, I shall not complain about that. Fish and chips for tea tonight, then. We haven't got any chippies, though. We don't have any potatoes. Twitch user Sledge Callier, I would love to have fish and chips, but we haven't got any potato. Okay, Chip Shop has been requested. Has been suggested, rather. The trouble with Chip Shop is that it's not close enough to our house for it to get home before, really, I feel like the fish and chips have started to get cold. Because I think we tried to do that a couple times, and it's coldish. I'm not sure this is a good idea. Like, I would love to, but also I'm not sure it's a good idea.
It's definitely not a good idea.
Also, the portions are always so big that I end up making myself unwell.
I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm saying it's a good idea.
I know exactly what you mean. I don't know if you heard him, but can you get a delivery? Oh, I don't know. No, you should don't enable us. do not do. It's danger food. Also, I've indulged so much over the last couple of weeks. We had pizza on Friday, then we had cheese board on Saturday. We had pancakes yesterday, which were lovely. I feel like I should do something a little bit more nutritious today. I don't know, but now I want fish and chips. Damn it. The eternal struggle. I always want fish and chips. I mean, we could always get, I do know that McDonald's is on Just Eat. We could just get a Filet-O-Fish and a thing of fries. And it's almost not cold by the time it gets to us. Depending. Our pizza was kind of cold, to be honest. I think the driver got lost and couldn't find our house and was driving around a lot. And instead of just ringing up and being like, "Hey, where the damn heck is your damn house?" Which would be fine, because we recognize that, like a lot of places here, it's very confusing. There are a lot of streets with similar names that you have to go down, and it's not. Some of these areas with their twisty, windy little roads, it's hard to find where things actually are, and the maps don't always understand, and I'm fine with that, because I don't want people to know where I live. But they couldn't find our house, and I think that delayed the arrival of our food by a significant amount of time, because it was not warm when it got here. We basically had to whack the oven up to 180 and just put the pizza boxes in for 15 minutes to get it to an edible temperature. Anyways. Do it, you cowards, says Lino. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, but also yes. Sledge says, I mean, it would mean my diet should start sometime, but tomorrow is sometime. I mean, just eat what you want. Alba says, would it help if I lie about how good this fish is? Yes, it very would. Thank you. I appreciate it. Lido says, McDonald's fish and chips do not a chippy tea make. Correct. Actually, I don't think at any point in adulthood have I had a Filet-O-Fish. I just remember that it was my grandma's favorite thing on the menu. And to me, it just looked fiercely unappealing, because it was there's nothing crunchy about it. It's just mush. Oh no, Sledge says, fucking gonna go get fish and chips once you're done here. Oh no! Really? I guess we're having fish and chips tonight. Oh no. But I mean, also, yay, thank you, sweetheart, I love you. Oh no. Oh boy. Okay, well, I guess that's what we're up to tonight. So much for kale and beans and avocado. Never mind. I'm just carving in these little fleurs. I think I'm sorry that we won't have finished this one tonight. I will come back to it Possibly, it might not be for a couple of weeks, because I've got a few other things on the schedule that I would like to do on the art streams, but I do want to come back to this fairly soon. Because I do actually think it's looking cute, I think. It's looking okay. Wait, Sledge had kale. You had kale for lunch. Oh yeah, there is a very small amount of kale in the soup that he had for lunch. Can confirm. It is a soup that we buy from the supermarché, and it is a cauliflower soup with kale and a little bit of some kind of cheese. Is it Wensleydale or some kind of cheddar maybe? I don't know. It's really nice though. For a soup that's not homemade, it is very nice. I do like making soups as well though. I don't know. Why does food always come back into my chats? I don't know. I just like talking about food, I guess. I like thinking about food. I like eating food. I like cooking food. All of these things are joyous experiences to me. Possibly evidenced by my sphericalness. It is dinner time, to be fair. Yes, I have run long here. These streams are supposed to be 2 hours, because it's like sort of spanning that period that's just sort of like the end of the afternoon to just before dinner time. But I run long pretty regularly, let's be real. Because, I want to finish whatever I'm working on, or I'm just having a nice time. Because, you know what? I've got a really lovely community of people that I genuinely enjoy getting to spend time with. And I feel honestly really blessed that viewers like you like spending time with me. Like what is that? It's wonderful. Apparently it has a whole 2% kale, says Sledge. That's twice as much as 1%, says Rob. Indeed. That's probably by weight though, says Lina, which is probably about a cubic meter of kale. Well, it is, if you get, like, kale, like all of those greens, when they're raw, they're, like, so voluminous, and as soon as you cook them, they just sort of, like, compress. So that's probably why it's, like, 1% kale, because actually it was, like, that much kale that's just sort of, like, once it's been simmered into le soup. It is a nice soup. Not sponsored, and I can't remember the name of the brand that makes it, but if you see a cauliflower and also has kale soup in the shop, and it comes in one of those, like, round plastic sort of containers that's like that tall, it's good shit. Go for it. Rob says, yeah, it's always too much spinach until you cook the spinach. Exactly. The spinach, like, wow. Spinach shrinks to just an incredible degree. Like, if I'm sautéing spinach with a little garlic, and I have completely filled a saucepan with spinach, it just, by the end of it, I'm like, this is a tablespoon each. How? This was a whole ass bag of spinach. And it is a tablespoon each. Yorkshire Provider, apparently, is the brand of soup. It is, recommend, it's delightful. Linus is all that's left once you cook kale is middle-class self-loathing. That's right, kale is the other bit of controversial food opinion I have. Fair enough. I can understand not liking kale. Like, texturally, it's got a bit of a toothsomeness to it even when it's cooked down, and I can see that not being pleasant. And also, as like a green, a lot of greens in this family do have a slightly sort of like can have a little bit of a green, like, bitter back note. But these are things that I like about it. So also I do like to take my kale and saute it with some fresh garlic, olive oil. Olive oil. What is this? The middle class in the 90s? Is this Nigel Slater's cooking show? Sorry. Anyways. Oh god, what was it on? I think it was on Channel 4 maybe. They had like a classic like Nigel Slater from like the late 90s cooking show, and he was wearing this purple shirt, and I just remember the music was like the most porny music I've heard this side of that one Fleetwood Mac song that they use in all of the M&S adverts. You know the one. If you've seen it, you know. It's like, wow, okay. This is a little bit spicy for just an advert for like your grainy mustard or whatever. Anyways, yes, kale. Saute that with a little bit of fresh garlic and salt, and a little squizzle of honey. Delightful. Mwah. Love it. Anywho's, so that's the ditty little flowers. They look super messy and derpy, and at this point I don't care. They are fine. The windows are done. I will do there's a little window on the door. I don't know, maybe I should put a window on this side, because it's feeling like this wall is a little bit sad. I might put a window over there. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Have not decided yet. Gonna stick a little window on the door because I think it's cheerful. And also, you know, sometimes someone comes to the door and you don't know whether or not you want to answer, and it's nice to be able to see at a glance from a safe distance whether or not it is someone who sucks. And if it's JWs, you hide behind the sofa until they give up and leave. And then they get back in their van and drive away, and you realize that they literally drove to your house just to talk to you about the stupid. And you get real mad, because that's creepy, and it feels like they're stalking you. And you're not going to join their terrible church. And leave me alone, please. This is definitely not based on personal experience of being stalked by JWs for like a year. Every time I had to like carefully check and make sure that like if the doorbell rang during the day that it's definitely like the postie or something and not the JWs trying to specifically have a word with me specifically. That they specifically came all the way to my neighborhood to talk to me. It's no. And you know I'm bad at confrontations, y'all. So it was instead of just telling them I'm not interested, please leave me alone and never come back, I just hid behind the sofa. Until they left. I think they got the message eventually, because they eventually stopped coming, but it took a while. Or quite possibly another member of my family answered the door, because I was living with my family at the time, might have actually just been like, hey, go away. She's not interested. Which would have been very, very kind if they did, because, like, seriously, just leave me alone, please. Anyways, tell us how you really feel, says Rob. Well, you're great. Rob says, our university famously always has Mormons posted outside the gates of the main building. Oh, rude. Oh yes, the Fleetwood Mac song is called Albatross. Yes. If you know the one, you know. I didn't actually sort of conflate it in my head with the Fleetwood Mac song for a really long time. It was just the M&S porn song. Because it sounds very, I don't know, like things should be in soft focus and there's a lot of chest hair happening. I don't know. Anyways. I think my brain is broken because I'm very hungry. It's gone 7. I think I'm gonna maybe see if there's anyone online that we can just extend this silliness in the direction of. I'll see if anyone is streaming right now. I'm sure somebody's got to be live. Oh damn, there's a lot of channels I know that are live. Great. In that case, I will raid someone. Who shall I? Text said I had Mormons turn up when I lived in Birmingham. And pointed out all of the flaws in their theology until they refused to come back. That's very good. Oh boy. Apparently Kirby's playing a Dark Soul. We did raid Kirby yesterday, actually. Also playing a Dark Soul. I don't know. Do we want to keep Dark Souling? Or do we want to see something else? It's all fine. I've got a couple of art streamers on as well who are doing some, I'm sure, neat stuff. And there's 3 people that I'm following online right now who are playing Dark Souls. They're actually representing Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. This is ridiculous. Is it just Dark Souls season or what? Is it Dark Souls? I feel like it must be like Dark Souls season. I don't know. I feel like it maybe is. I don't know. Do we want to do Dark Souls? Do we want to do so? I think I might. I haven't rated an art stream in a while. Oh, is it because Elden Ring is coming up? Ooh, it might be. Yeah. I haven't rated an art stream in a while, and I did raid Kirby yesterday, so I think I might see what Kirsty is up to. Right. Okay. I'm gonna raid Kirsty. She's lovely. She's a Scottish lady. Does art. Very cool. And I don't think I've rated Kirsty before, but Kirsty's nice. So we're gonna do that today. And I will be back on Friday playing something. I don't know. It depends on what my computer wants to do at this point, basically. So we'll play that by ear for now, but I will let you know at some point in the meantime. I'll be on Discord if you want to, whatever, and I shall see you very soon. And I shall thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening. Bye, everybody.